Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Friday, June 27th edition of our video devotionals. Thank you so much for joining us today, and hope your Friday is going well. It is the end of the work week once again, and of course, we are approaching that famous holiday, July 4th, which is a week from today. But I know with the way people take vacations and all of that, then some very well may be leaving today, and then we'll have the whole full week next week, and all kind of variations. But we appreciate you listening today. You say, what happened yesterday? No video. You're right. And I'm going to give you, I guess, what would be a fair excuse. Well, if you've been listening, we had our revival services Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday up in around the Mount Airy area. Well, Wednesday night, we were leaving and the church and headed back home, which is a little over an hour drive. And for some reason, I was asking where my phone is, and maybe I'd left it. And so we pulled off right before we got off onto the interstate and started scouring the vehicle. Couldn't find it. Well, called the preacher and went back to the church. Wasn't in the church. And I'm thinking, oh no, what did I do with it? In my mind, I'm thinking, I think what I did is when I put my suit coat on, I went around my truck, went to the passenger side, got my coat out of the back seat, hanging up, and I think I laid my phone up on the back of the tonneau cover there. So that being said, it flew off, we believe, somewhere off the road. Well, I get home, of course, and have no phone, worried about it and all that. So they say, well, you can go online and you can, there's a way to where your phone could actually be tracked to the location where it was last at. So sure enough, I get on my PC, the one right here behind me, and it says it was about on the side of the road, about 2 miles or so from the church, about a mile or so really from the church where we were at. And it even looked like it showed the side of the road. So I go there yesterday morning early, and I'm walking up and down the road. The preacher stops and he says, I said, look, you ain't any you looking yourself. It's actually a kind of a dangerous patch of road, these little mountain roads and very curvy. And anyway, and it got pretty hot. And so I'm out there almost 2 hours walking up and down looking. I take his cell phone and I'm calling mine constantly, see if I can hear it ring. Couldn't find it. So I leave from there and I head to a Walmart, get me another phone. When you get back, you've got to do a lot of setup and all of that. There's a lot of things that was in that phone that I needed and I'm going to have to replenish. And if you've been there and you say, well, there is a way to transfer it. Well, when you have the old phone, it is easy to transfer it. If you've got things put into a cloud, as they speak, so they say, then that's that. Otherwise, new phone. And here we go. So hopefully I won't lose this one, okay? In the book of Psalms, we're here in chapter 72, and we're just going to look at the first two verses here and notice what it says. Did I forget to say thank you for watching the videos? Well, thank you for that, and I appreciate you. And, of course, any comments and acknowledgments, we appreciate you, okay? All right, it says, give the king thy judgments, O God, and thy righteousness unto the king's son. He shall judge thy people with righteousness and thy poor with judgment. Just a simple thought here today is that we need to pray for our leadership, whoever it might be. Now, in our country, we think of the president. You got to be praying for the president. There's a lot of things going on in this world, that's for sure, especially when you're doing with military interventions and so on. So you need to pray for the president because he's the one who affects all of us to some degree. And we should pray that he does rule righteously. I pray for the salvation of our president. I don't know if he's saved or not. I say that because I don't know if he's ever said, I'm a born-again Christian. I know he speaks of God. I'm glad he does. But I also pray for his governance. Like it's saying here, I'm praying that he will govern rightly and as God would want him to. And notice what it says here. It talks about judging thy people with righteousness. So that would be, of course, anybody. But it says, in thy poor with judgment. I think it was Wednesday we talked about judgment. Yes, it was. And we talked about how unrighteous people don't understand judgment. And they don't understand really just the broad view of life, the way God sees it. But in this case, it's talking about how the poor, how the decisions for them are made. So we need to pray that the people that are the poorest and the people that don't have as much as others do, that the decisions that come from government will be that which is good for them, and they're not taken advantage of and all that sort of thing. God puts a pretty big premium on that. So I guess the takeaway from today is let's pray for our leadership. That means our president, right on down to your mayor and our governors and all of that people that have decisions. Pray for judges, these district judges, federal judges. The Supreme Court, I think today they're making some big decisions on a few things they've got to deal with today, and they're big decisions. So all that to say, we need to pray for them. Pray that they will do the right thing. Pray for their salvation. Pray that God would help them do their job, and certainly pray for their safety. Pray for their safety as they deal with it, because there's some people don't like the decisions, especially when it's the right decision, because evil people they kick back against that. Okay. Well, I hope you have a great day, safe day, healthy day. It is the weekend, of course. Have a great weekend, a great Sunday. Lord willing, we'll be back on Monday. And by Monday, let's see here, it will be the last day of June. And then we'll take care of the month of June. And then July 1st will be on Tuesday. So, wow, we're almost finished with the first half of the year. But that's the way it goes, right? Thank you for watching. Have a great day.